Welcome back, guys. This is the King of Weebs here, and I'm back once again. Now, but for real though, yes, it's been a while. I took off my exam sheet. I never have to look at that again every morning. But anyways, this is a what if that a subscriber asked for, and I will be implementing a few changes here and there. And yes, let's get straight into it. This is what if Naruto was Betrayed Part 1. I know I've already done 2 Betrayeds, but like, yo, listen, I'm just coming back. I need a good what if. And statistically speaking, this has been one of no, the best what if on my channel. And someone commented it, and I did say I would choose a comment from that post. If you look at my posts recently, you can see it, the second most recent post, I think, like 2 days ago. I was meant to record this yesterday, but yeah. Anyway, we begin this video with Naruto being the twin, well, not twin, the triplets, or the youngest triplet out of another two. And we know how this goes. Menma, Mito, and Naruto are born on the same night. Obviously, Obito still attacks here, and Minato would seal away half of the Nantos into Naruto, and two other halves into Menma and Mito, and keeping just well, not literally two other halves, most of it Naruto, well, half of it Naruto, and then a bit in Kushina, so she just stays alive, just enough to allow her to stay alive, and the rest will split equally with Menma and Mito. Anyway, we go on to skip a few years, and Naruto is now 3 years old, and he's starting to show signs of being a great shinobi already. Obviously, Menma and Mito began their training as in this story there were two children of prophecy, you know, the, and they thought that was Menma and Mito because they were the two oldest. Now, Minato would train all three of them at first, clearly seeing that Naruto was the strongest one, and the although being the youngest, he had the most natural, just pure ability, and he was pretty much a prodigy. And he saw how Naruto's chakra control was on a whole different level. It was pretty much god tier. It was better than his already. Yes, it was already better than Minato's, and it was crazy. He thought, "Has this happened then? Like, what's going on here?" Now, obviously, he told Kushina, and Kushina was like, "Are you sure you should continue training Naruto? What if that's the Naruto's just trying to take control of him?" Minato first thought was like, "Nah, it's impossible. He's sealed away, right?" And one last little disclaimer: Minato did not use the Reaper Death Seal, and he did use a different kind of seal, sealing jutsu, which I'm not going to mention because I have no clue on what he could have used. Anyway, I'll be real with you. Yes. Anyway, obviously Naruto and Menmon, Mito, and Naruto would continue their training until the age of 4, and Minato saw that Naruto's progress was unrealistic. It was he progressed more than he could ever do when he was a child, more than Kakashi, and Kakashi is a flipping prodigy. Even Itachi Uchiha's not even Itachi's progress was comparable to Naruto, as Naruto was just so much, like, his progress so much higher than, or he's progressing in such a high rate, even higher than Itachi, which is quite crazy. No Uchiha ever did this, and this has been reminding him of like what Kushina said. The Naruto's might be doing this, helping Naruto out, so he gets more freedom from us, and in the end, he's going to, take over Naruto's body, as he's allowing him to do all these things, and Naruto's not noticing, and he's just weakening the seal. Although when they do check the seal when Naruto's asleep, the seal seems just as strong as ever. However, they thought that this was a trick from the Naruto's that is making it seem like it's strong, but it's actually weak. They don't have an explanation for it, but yeah, it's a bit biased from their part because of them believing that Menma and Mito will be the children of prophecy and control the tail beasts, especially the nine-tailed beast. and pretty much befriend them. And they thought that Naruto is more than a friend already. And as they were comparing Naruto to the Ninetales, they were literally saying Naruto is the Ninetales, which was crazy. Anyways, now they would one day while Naruto's asleep, they would put some very strong seals. Remember, both of them are two of the strongest seal masters ever, and obviously they would seal away Naruto's chakra completely. So Naruto would basically have his chakra sealed away from him, like the Ninetales is sealed away from the world. Now, this seal was much stronger than a normal chakra sealing jutsu. It was a crazy one. Remember, it's created by both Kushina and Minato, which makes it quite a strong sealing jutsu. Anyway, now, because of this, the next time Naruto trains, obviously, he starts. Well, he's obviously much weaker. He can't do the things that he once could, like tree walking, water walking, normal things that like the basics that he learnt, and he can't do the jutsus he could once. For example, the Rasengan, which no one really knew he could do. He saw his father doing it once, showing it off to them, and he decided to learn it on his own. He can no longer do this, and there are many things that he can't do. Naruto wondered why. He couldn't really pinpoint the reasons or the reason. Like it would just baffled him quite a lot. He never really thought of a sealing jutsu being put on him randomly. Anyway, now obviously Naruto would continue trying to keep up with Man Mito as obviously they progressed much further than he was uh, over the next year, and now Naruto is 5, and he's no longer training with Mito, and his parents as well. They have been, well, just ignoring him at this point, and Naruto felt like an outcast. He never really understood why he couldn't do things that he used to be able to do with such ease. So things that came to him like breathing. He could do things. He couldn't do things that he once could. But anyways, now years go by as Naruto continues to try to do stuff that he could. He just couldn't. Naruto just became a normal civilian at that point. Although he had the potential to become a god, literally. Obviously, one day, as Naruto's walking down the village, getting stares and pretty much, being looked down upon, and just saying, although Men Mito have the Naruto's, a different, a bit of the Naruto's. I wouldn't say a half fully. They have like a quarter each, close to a quarter because Kuchina took some. Uh, they don't actually have its actual so they have the chakra. It's pretty much unlimited. You can't really run out. It can replenish itself, but it's not an actual fox. It's just a large ball of chakra, negative chakra, obviously, which will try to control them and make them into, beasts, just off of the chakra being part of the Nantos before. But it's not actually the Nantos in them. They don't have a separate Nantos like Naruto does. And this time, Naruto pretty much has he has half Yang and half Yin, something like that. So it's not really determined or what he has. That's why Mito do not have like a side each. Menma has Yin and Mito has Yang, and I'll probably forget in 2 minutes from now. Anyway, as Naruto was walking down the village, getting stares, getting pretty much death stares, getting stuff thrown at him, Naruto kept walking, as that's all he could do. He was walking towards the academy, as he wanted to sign up to. And once he arrived, everyone already started leaving. Naruto knew he was late, however, he still wanted to try. The only reason he was late is because he was training so hard and lost track of time. Although Naruto can no longer use his chakra right now, I repeat that right now, he does continue training, and his physical abilities are on a whole different level. His physical abilities are, well, his physique is crazy. he thought that, if maybe his chakra doesn't want to come back, he can become a ninja just off of taijutsu, right? He's seen Guy in action before, so he thought he's never really seen Guy use any chakra, and he thought maybe he could too. Now, obviously, this was a challenge for Naruto, which he accepted gladly. However, obviously, this did, you know, deter him a little bit from becoming a ninja. He did contemplate whether he should or not, and now, obviously, Naruto is late. However, there was a, an upside to this, as everyone started leaving, and some parents were there behind Naruto now to pick up their kids, like Men Mito's. Men Mito looked at Naruto and they just gave him a dirty look, just telling him that he's an outsider, as Naruto just keeps looking on towards that onwards to the academy. Someone comes behind him that has already walked past him and tells Naruto, "Here, you can have this. I knew you wanted to join, but I saw you were training. You're an idiot for this." Naruto looks back and sees Sasuke. Sasuke here is not, well, the Uchiha massacre does not happen in this wave, and Naruto looks back and sees a smiling Sasuke. Obviously, Naruto smiled back and says, "Thank you, Sasuke." And obviously, someone else comes behind him and says, "Listen, it wasn't him who got it for you, it was me." Obviously, this is what Suki, you know what I'm saying? I can't lie, I had to stop the recording to remember the name. I'm being serious, by the way. Obviously, Sasuke says, "Listen, it was both of us who thought of it, as he wasn't coming. Let's be honest." Obviously, Tsuki says, "Well, I wanted the, you know, praise of Naruto." And anyways, now Naruto just smiles, as these two are like his older siblings. Literally, Naruto treats them as his own flesh and blood. The two were actually training together, trying to surpass Itachi. Obviously, Itachi gives them tips and even trains them at times, and the two are literally on par. There is no stronger one here. They're both on par with each other, and they've been like that forever. They even have the same amount of Tomoe in their Sharingan, although no one knows that the Sharingan has actually been unlocked. Only Itachi does, and Naruto, obviously. Now, both of them have a two Tomoe Sharingan, and they're literally they're literally the same, just two different genders, obviously. Now, Naruto starts walking away with them as Minato looks back and sees Naruto walking with the two Uchihas. He scoffed, saying, obviously he goes with them. He started growing a bit of hatred towards the Uchihas just because they treated Naruto like a normal human being. Naruto wouldn't go to the Uchiha compound as he's still too scared, as he's actually scarred from all the different things that the villagers have done to him. Naruto's body is full of scars, but no one really stops to even take care of him. It was always these two who have helped him. They did tell him that he could come to their home and it will all be fine, but obviously Naruto doesn't trust that yet. He trusts them, but he doesn't want to burden their family even if they allow him to stay. Naruto stays in a little cave in the mountains, as that's where he's been living for the past 3 years, since the age of, well, not three, since the age of 6. Obviously, Naruto sees how everyone just progresses throughout the academy, and he's just left behind, really. He's smart, he gets top grades in all written exams, everything, but when it comes to ninjutsu, he's like rock bottom, below rock bottom. He's underneath the rock, yeah. That's how below he is, yeah. So obviously Naruto was quite bad with ninjutsu, and this was noticed by Iruka. Iruka thought that if Naruto is this strong, like physically strong, smart, there must be something wrong. Why is his chakra not like working? Like, is he does he have some kind of disease or something? He asks Naruto one day. Naruto decides to blank him, as Iruka and Naruto haven't built up that connection yet. However, Iruka tries hard and actually goes visit Naruto in his little cave every day, bringing him new foods that he's never tried in his life. Even ramen. He even takes him out for ramen once, and Naruto loved the Ichiraku ramen after that day. And that's actually the day when Naruto started opening up. a bit more. And obviously Teuchi and Ayame, they both liked Naruto after that day too, as they felt pity on the boy, but at the same time they really enjoyed his company, as it felt like it was their own. He was one of their own, and he brightened up the room, really. Anyways, now obviously now Iruka understood that, suddenly, for some reason, he doesn't know why. He assumes it's the Nine Tails for now, but he doesn't really know that it was actually, the doing of Kushina and Minato. But Naruto's chakra has been like it just vanished for some reason. Iruka wanted to ask, well, look more deeper into it, and he asked Naruto to, take his shirt off. He looks at Naruto's back, somewhere that Naruto could never see, really, and he sees a small ceiling mark. And wait, pause. That kind of sounded weird, but I just thought, I'm like, wait, that sounds very wrong. Like a, a grown man telling a kid to take his shirt off. And they're not family, by the way. That's kind of crazy. But anyways, now you know what? I made it weird by even mentioning that. I should have just continued to say whatever. Now, obviously, Naruto would continue to. Well, no, sorry, not Naruto. Iruka would continue to inspect this, and he'd see that this is a seeding technique. And obviously, he was confused on what this was. Naruto never even saw this. Is that, fam? How am I meant to see that? I can't like bend my neck backwards or something. But still, anyways, now Naruto obviously would ask how to get rid of it, and Yuriko did try to use his small knowledge about sealing techniques to try to break it, but clearly it was a much stronger sealing technique. And from the books he's read, he can see that this is a very strong one, and he tells Naruto that it's a very strong sealing technique. He doesn't know who did it. It might have been someone who is against him, and Naruto, everything clicked to Naruto. Naruto's that, no, someone who hates me. Oh, it's not too hard to think of who that is. Yuruka asks, what do you mean? And Naruto says, it's fine, I'll get rid of him myself. They think they can stop me. They think they can really stop me like this. They're stupid. They don't know who I am. I'm Naruto. Obviously, he doesn't say Uzumaki or Namikaze or, both of them. He doesn't say any of them. Because he knows that, he's not welcomed in the family. And he's like, yeah, better not, innit? But anyways, now, obviously, he tells Iruka that, he will work hard to get rid of this. For the next 2 years, Naruto has been working hard, learning sealing techniques. Although he can't use any chakra, he asks, Sasuke and, you know, Tsuki to help him out by teaching them how to do it. Naruto could do it, but he doesn't have the chakra to do it. Literally, not Menma. Tsuki and Sasuke struggled a bit, but eventually, because of their prodigies, literally generational prodigies like Itachi, obviously not on his level, but they are close to his level, as in prodigy wise, not literally, strength wise. They learned it quite quick. Within 2 years, they were actually able to weaken the seal, which allowed Naruto to release some of his chakra, and what they felt was not a human being. Really, it was not a human being. Naruto's chakra felt heavy. Naruto's chakra felt like it felt not warm, but it felt hellish. Naruto's chakra was absolutely scorching them. They were scared. They thought they were going to die as soon as some of Naruto's chakra was released. Naruto says, "Calm down. It's fine. It's just a bit hard to control this chakra. All of a sudden, it's been a long time." Naruto smiles at them as this is the first time he's felt his chakra in 7 years. 7 years, nearly a decade. Now, Naruto would then breathe in and then breathe out until he could control that small amount of chakra that was released, and says, "This should be enough." As he says that, the seal on his back, which was black, started glowing, and eventually it just vanished. Literally, it became little sparkles, and Naruto was like, "Well, thank you for the help," as the two already fainted just by the amount of chakra Naruto released. And obviously, this chakra was going to be felt by an Anbu. However, Naruto was able to retain the chakra by tensing every single fiber of his being. Literally tensing so hard to keep in his chakra, as he realized that he has a lot of chakra, a lot more than Menma and Mito, and it's on par with obviously, you know, it's on par with the Nantos. Literally, the Nantos smirked inside, and as Naruto tried to control it, and he actually did eventually. He took him a minute or two because of the amount of chakra and 7 years. And imagine the amount of chakra Naruto has just released all of a sudden, randomly after 7 years. Obviously, Naruto was prepared, but he didn't really remember how to control his chakra properly, and obviously once he did remember it, he fainted because of all because of how exhausted he was. Obviously, even the room, well, Naruto's room. Yes, now he has a cottage. Over the past 2 years, Naruto has built himself a cottage with Iruka and Tsuki and Sasuke's help. And Shikamaru and Choji obviously joined the little gang as well. Now, obviously, Naruto's room would be damaged, and Itachi, who was searching for his two siblings, who were actually still knocked out cold, and it was already 10 p.m., he found them at Naruto's house, and he saw them all on the floor. He was a bit worried, but at the same time, he saw them just, sleeping. They seemed heavily fatigued, and he smiled and said, and basically returned home after tucking Naruto to bed and taking his two siblings. Now, obviously, the Itachi was questioned on what happened, like what was going on with them, and he said they were just playing with, uh, you know, Naruto, and they were exhausted, and they were literally knocked out on his, doorstep, literally. Obviously, uh, Fugaku and Mikoto laugh, saying that these two are much more carefree than Itachi, and they're already such prodigies. They think they can hide the fact that they have the 3-to-1 Sharingan from their parents, but really they cannot. Anyways, now obviously that's why Fugaku never really got on their case, because he always knew that these two were on a whole different tier, and they were just as good, and he was more proud than them two than Itachi, because he thought that Itachi was something, but them being able to keep up with the, or even surpass Itachi at that age, no, maybe not that surpass him, but getting even close was so, like, he was flabbergasted. But anyway, he was gobsmacked. The next day, Naruto came to the academy with a big smile on his face. Obviously, I mean, not Menman, oh, sorry, Menma and Mito, who were actually at the top of the class, they were really strong, like really, really strong. They weren't just slouches, and didn't slouch around. They were prodigies, and they knew that Naruto suddenly lost his powers. They don't know how either, but they thought that if he ever gets them back, obviously he's gonna be way stronger than them. That's why they made sure that they trained super hard so Naruto could never overtake them. However, what they didn't know is that Naruto, although not having chakra, he still learned how to do techniques. He still memorized the way to use his chakra, well, when doing those techniques, even forbidden ones, obviously, and that no one knows about that. But, you know, he got help from, you know, the two Uchihas to steal stuff from the Hokage, and they learned a few jutsus here and there. Naruto is still behind the two Uchihas, as the two Uchihas really could probably beat Menma and Mito. However, the two do have access to Nanto's chakra right now, and they do get quite strong with it. So I won't say much, but anyways, now Naruto would be there sitting down, with a smile on his face, and obviously now Shikamaru comes in with Choji and is like, "Well, you're in a bright mood today, aren't you, Naruto?" And obviously he smiles at them, saying, "Yes, something really good happened yesterday." And the two knew that the other two were actually helping him trying to unlock his chakra again. They knew that someone sealed her away, and Shikamaru, being the smart guy that he is, he's like, "It was your family, wasn't it?" And Naruto's like, "Most probably, there's no one who could create such a strong seal." Anyway, Naruto would not show anyone that he's gotten stronger. He would tell Iruka that he now knows how to do the clone jutsu and everything. And Iruka was happy that Naruto was able to break the seal, and he asked how. Naruto said that the two Uchihas helped him, Sasuke and Tsuki, and he did his own little bit too, but they did it together. And anyways, now Naruto would show off on the last day where they all graduate. The parents were there, the Hokage was there, Kushina was there. Naruto was the final one to do the examination, and he was lost. Naruto would glare at Minato, and before he started anything, he said, "You thought you could stop me. You thought you could bring me down. You thought you could let your children surpass me by stopping my progress. However, you're mistaken." As he says that, Naruto he only uses one hand. Literally, Naruto can literally use one hand for jutsus now. As in the past few months, he's been training intensely, non-stop. Literally, it was on a completely different level. And Naruto's physique, it's a different gravy. Literally, like, remember, he had to just train on physique for 7 years straight. Naruto knows what to do with his physique, and now that he has chakra as well, he's just a completely different animal. Now, obviously, Naruto would go on to pass the test with flying colors, not even doing the clone jutsu, but the shadow clone jutsu, which would impress a lot of people and scare a lot of the civilian parents. Now, Naruto would not care about this village anymore. He would care for a few people, but obviously the few people that do care for him and he cares for them know already Naruto's life. Well, not known what Naruto wants to do in life. He wants to leave the village. He wants to create his own village where no one is an outcast, no matter who they are, even if they come from a background of killing everything. They always can start new in his village, and Naruto does make it clear that Naruto he doesn't want the headband, and obviously Minato goes on to say, if you don't take the headband, you won't be able to become a leaf shinobi. Naruto then went on to argue, saying that being a leaf shinobi would be a curse to me. The third Hokage should not have chosen you. He should have chosen Orochimaru after all. Naruto knows this because of his research, and obviously, he's actually quite acquainted with the third Hokage. The third Hokage is not dead here, remember, and obviously he treats Naruto as his own grandson, and even the third knows what Minato did, and he kind of regrets allowing Minato to do so. Even not even noticing that Naruto, being such a massive prodigy, just sort of randomly loses his powers, like randomly loses his chakra. There must be something wrong. He didn't even think about anything to do with Minato. Like, the seal was so small, it was barely noticeable. I'm just saying, it was quite close to one of the scars that Naruto had, and eventually you know, it was over one of the scars because someone did cut him there too. Now, obviously, uh, Naruto uh, makes sure to make it clear that he's not going to be part of the system anymore, and he's not going to be a pawn to this Hokage, and he says that he's a disgrace to all Hokage. He's not trying to disrespect the second, the third, but the fourth is a complete disgrace to him, and he even feels embarrassed to be his son. Obviously, Minato is angered by this, and he teleports next to Naruto, trying to knock him out because he's speaking too much at this point. But as he tries, Naruto steps away from, literally sidesteps Minato, and he says, "Listen, you're not fast enough for me." As he says that, he pretty much teleports away as well, and teleports behind uh, Minato, and pretty much kicks him in the back, as Minato wasn't expecting it. It wasn't too hard. He didn't even get hurt, but he was confused on how Naruto could even do that. Naruto says that although his chakra was sealed away for a long time, it doesn't mean that he wasn't learning. Not only did he focus on his physique, not only was he living alone, no, but obviously he says that he was living alone as to show that how much the Hokage cares for his youngest son. Obviously, he does not care. But anyways, now Naruto goes on to tell him that he's been learning jutsus, he's been memorizing how to do them, and as soon as he got his chakra back, they just clicked. Minato asks how was he able to get rid of such a jutsu. Naruto then points at behind him at the two Uchihas who are actually looking away at this point, and he says, "Those two are prodigies, much better than your children. Did you know that?" And the prophecy is coming true. Um, Two children of prophecy befriending the tail beasts, and especially the nine toes. Who else has the mantles other than Naruto? Who are two, you know, children who are friends with the Naruto's container? I'm pretty sure I'm making it clear, and I know it may seem like, hey, what's going on, bro? Like, it's not adding up. Um, you know, Indra and Ashura, what's going on? I thought something's going on with that, but no, this is the prophecy. It's not the actual reincarnations of Indra and Ashura. The prophecy was a whole different thing, I believe so. I'm pretty sure the prophecy didn't say, "Oh, Indra, a reincarnation of two gods in two children," like that. I don't think anything like that was said. I'm pretty sure if you watch the actual Naruto anime or read the manga. But anyways, watch me actually be wrong. But anyway, obviously Naruto has had enough, and he says that, listen, I'm going to be leaving this village today. I have nothing to gain from you guys anymore. I never had anything to gain from you. I do regret leaving some things behind, or some people behind, but I'm sure they'll join me eventually when they find the right time to do so. Anyway, for Kage, as Naruto does not actually call him father anymore, which, at first Minato was taken aback because every time Naruto would address him was as father still over the past few years, as he actually never thought that Minato would be the one to do so. And although he did realize that Minato and Kushina were pretty much blanking him for and not even giving him any attention, but that did not matter to Naruto anymore, as Naruto walks out the Leaf Village, and he has no headband, he has nothing, he's just there with his goggles. Obviously, he has already said his goodbyes to the people that he truly cares for, even Ichiraku Ramen, giving them a big tip this time from all the money he saved up doing odd jobs, and you know, they've been feeding him for free literally, so the tips was just paying back all the free food that he ever got. Obviously, the Ichiraku, no, Tochi and Ayame were like, this idiot, she should not have paid, we never asked for it. But anyways, now, obviously they do shed a little tear because they won't be seeing Naruto for for a few days. Not a few days, but for a long time. Like, not regularly as they used to. Now, obviously now Naruto is outside the village, and Naruto heads to where the Uzumaki village once was. Obviously, once he gets there, he sees that it's literally just a bunch of relics, and just what war resembles. Naruto, after seeing this, he realizes what war can do to a village, what war has done to many villages in the past, and clearly, war is literally, villages right now are waging war at each other. Like, they're literally inches away from war. Anything could trigger a war at this point. Naruto sees this. He realizes what has happened here, and as he was walking through the you know demolished village, he sees something. He sees a little teddy bear, and he realizes that children even younger than him, and his age, that have no experience with war and had to go through all this and just perished. Naruto set his mind to one thing and one thing only, then to build a village where you know children like him and others, and even younger children, and anyone could just find peace, and not always be on the verge of war, and you know this happening again. Obviously, Naruto is an Uzumaki too, and he realized that this was technically his home village if it wasn't destroyed. Naruto looks up at the sky. It was already night, and it was like, yes, tomorrow my new journey begins. I'll stop the cycle of hatred and bring peace to the shinobi world. As he says that, Naruto makes his own little cottage with some wood and everything quickly. Pretty basically a shack, yes. And yeah, he spends the night there, and the next morning he wakes up and he begins the cleanup. He creates 1,000 clones. They're all cleaning at the same time. They're all doing their own thing. And Naruto is on a whole different tier of strength right now. He has jutsus that even Jonin Con Master, even like unbecome master. Literally, Naruto is pretty much Kage level, close to Kage level, just off of how much of a prodigy he is. And anyways, now the next month Naruto mostly spends it on you know refurbishing now Jacob, but remaking the anyway. Now the village would be pretty much put back together, a small one within 2 weeks, and obviously Naruto was quite happy with himself, and obviously a village can't really start off with just himself. Well, obviously he can, but he needs other people, right? And anyways, now obviously Naruto has left this village, and he's actually put a genjutsu around it, making it seem like it was just a ravaged village, like he has nothing to gain from, although now the village is completely refurbished. Basically, I keep saying refurbished, but rebuilt. Now obviously Naruto was going out, and he knew a few people to actually recruit to the new Uzumaki village, and you know Naruto went to different places, and he got a few new people. The first two people that he would ever get were both, Haku and Zabuza. Naruto knew that these two were, well, he knew not Haku, but he knew Zabuza, and he thought that he would be a great addition to his village. And since he is a rogue ninja, he has no village. Naruto is mostly going for rogue ninjas. At this time, obviously, Itachi is in the Akatsuki as an undercover, as an undercover agent for the Leaf, and Shitsuru was never killed here, as Danzo was pretty much locked up before he could even do anything, and the root was never a thing. So Sai would actually be in a team here. Yes, so the teams would be, well, Sakura, Sasuke, and the Tsuki, and the other one, and Team 7 would be, Menma, Mito, and Sai. Now, obviously, Sakura was a burden, and she had a crush on Sasuke here as well. Although most girls would go for Menma because he was like the top of the class and everything. No, she still liked Sasuke here. And anyway, now you know Tsuki seemed the saddest after Naruto left, as she had a crush on Naruto for the longest time, and Sasuke knew that perfectly. He did console her, saying that don't worry, we will go to that village that he created. And obviously, by this time, 2 weeks have passed, 3 weeks have passed, and Naruto has already recruited Zabuza. He was able to pretty much put Zabuza down, literally. The fight was very one-sided. Just saying, Naruto has many chakra releases, all 5 chakra releases, and on top of that, he has wood release and ice release. So it was quite hard for Zabuza to actually defeat Naruto, especially because Naruto is such a prodigy, and he's just OP. Let's be honest. Naruto is the best. Now, obviously, Haku had to jump in, and still 2-on-1. Although Naruto nearly lost that one once Haku came in, because Haku was fighting to protect Zabuza at all costs. He did not care, and what would happen to him. Yes, Haku did very well in that fight, and clearly he made a massive impact. In fact, nearly actually put Naruto in the back burner, and nearly actually winning the fight with Zabuza. However, obviously Naruto prevailed because he's just too OP. Now, obviously Naruto showed off his ice release in that fight, as he thought that he was the only one, and he didn't know how he got it. He thought he is just gifted. Let's be honest. But anyway, now, especially because I'm making this wife and I love making Naruto very OP. But anyways, they join Naruto, and they see that the village that was once in ruins is now completely, well, it's back. It seems like war has never happened to it. Naruto did use his wood release to also create like wooden houses, and obviously Zabuza knows many poor people and many other people who could benefit from actually coming to this village. So he makes sure to bring them from the you know bloody mist, as that's what it was known for at the time. He knows that the mist village had many people, many skilled people who were completely getting eradicated, and also Naruto
would take Tazuna's bridge, the bridge builder Tazuna. He would actually take his little town, which was in ruins, but in poverty. He would actually tell them all to, if they want, they can come with Naruto to, his village, which he'll provide for them, and they can actually begin trading with other villagers, and they won't have a tyrant ruling over them. Obviously, um, you know, uh, Tazna would agree, and many of the village elders and the village leaders of Tazuna's town would agree with this, and they would go with Naruto, and Naruto would teleport most of the people, many of them, well, pretty much the whole village, with him, and he would teleport them. And then now, obviously, this seems a bit like some Goku shit right now, because like Goku teleporting everyone, you know what I'm saying? GT, if you know, you know. But yeah, obviously, it was it was mystical for them. They were like, "What's this? This guy's what is he, a god or something?" But anyways, now obviously, once they joined the village, there were many people who had the potential to become, ninjas, and that one of them was Inari. And Naruto saw massive potential in him, and he was like, "Yeah, you will be trained." Obviously, he has a ninja academy, and his ninja academy is doesn't have many teachers, but Haku was well, he was glad to help out Naruto build his continue building his village. And when Naruto asked him to be an instructor at the academy, Haku agreed, as it was peaceful. Haku never really liked war or fighting, and clearly, you know, it fit him well, as he was a really good teacher. And also Naruto asked for a few tips and on creating new jutsus with the ice release, as ice release is their thing now, and Naruto is creating many different things with the wood release too. Now, obviously, this has been of great help to Naruto, because the bridge builder built a lot of, Tazuna built a lot of bridges, and there were other skillful people like carpenters and just just skilled people who helped Naruto's village's economy go up. Now, obviously, this new village wouldn't have gone under the radar by bigger villages like the Leaf, Sand, the Cloud. Obviously, they would have heard rumors of a new village coming from the well, a really old village coming from the rumbles, and from the ruins of war, to now being actually leading some of the industries. Literally, Naruto's village has become that good now. And anyways, now obviously it was quite concerning, as their trade was actually, they were actually losing money from this, because of how well Naruto's village was doing with bigger industries and stuff like that. Obviously, Naruto was in the Naruto was now the Naruto did not want to be called the Kage, and he just wanted to be called Naruto. There was no leader, however, Naruto was the leader of the village. However, he wasn't known as a Hokage or anything. I can't lie, I'm only doing this because I don't know the Kage name for the Uzumaki village. But if you can tell me in the comments, I'll be very grateful. But anyways, now obviously Naruto would just be known as Naruto Uzumaki, and he would take the Uzumaki name, as he found new pride in it. Anyway, that's where I'm gonna end off. I hope you enjoyed it. Please take it safe. This was the King of Weaves, and I shall try to upload this today. If not, it will be a bit late. But anyway, peace.